It is another gorgeous day on planet Earth and another day of Dose of Did You Know, where intriguing, unique, inspiring individuals come to talk about love and life and how it has brought them all the way to where they are today. And back with me for a very special occasion, for a very special man, Mr. Freddy. How are you today?
I'm great, Danny. I couldn't be better. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So tell the world a little bit for those that didn't see you on the first time a couple months ago. Gosh, time flies. It could be a year, could have been 3 months.
I think it was like 4 or 5 months, but it's September or something like that.
Yeah. So tell the world a little bit about who.
Yeah, I'm actually the luckiest guy in the world. It was fun. Last Monday, I celebrated 2 years, and I called my good friend Ken, and I said, I'm happy to replace you as the luckiest guy in the world. And yeah, it's a wonderful. Right after this, I'm meeting up with my mother and giving her my 2-year medallion, and I can't wait to do so. For those people that don't know, I lost my sight about 2.5 years ago, which resulted in myself recovering from alcoholism and my addiction, one day at a time, obviously.
But you know what's really cool about Freddy, everybody? What's really cool about Freddy is he is just not taking his own journey, but I feel like you're owning your journey and you're sharing it through your voice. Like, God might have taken your eyes, but he replaced it with something so much bigger. That is how I feel about you.
Absolutely. Sorry, she's going over there. Anyways, yeah, I didn't hear that last part, but that's okay.
Oh, I said God might have taken your sight, but he replaced it.
Oh, great. Exactly. Walk by faith and not by sight, right?
Yeah. And you're literally doing it. Andrew's out there right now. Andrew, I just have to say, because you popped up and you missed it, but Freddy just celebrated his 2 years of sobriety last Monday. So,
yes. Yeah, and I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how that process was like for you of your sight being taken away. And do you think, actually, before I go into that, do you think that you would have ever given up your old lifestyle if?
No, not at all. And as far as my lifestyle, I've been an alcoholic and drug addict for a long period of time. And how it worked was right through college and whatnot. And I ended up trying the geographic cure, going to Louisville, Kentucky. And it was just it was a constant battle for me. And like I said, the geographic cure that unfortunately never works, and the just progressively continued to get worse and worse and worse. And I mean, unfortunately, I just could not stop it. I've turned into a slave for the drug, and it was just and just near-death experiences after near-death experiences. And I actually got shipped off to I remember one rehab, Arizona, where I actually got hospitalized because I thought my legs were broken, but I had shin splints from tiptoeing so long. And I'll tell you one thing, I was quiet as a mouse. But, it's really just God literally has done for me what I could not do for myself. And as far as that goes, I ended up, just not to get into that drug part. And how lucky are we to live 2 lives in one lifetime, 2 separate lives in one lifetime? I'm so lucky. But to look back, a lot of times I forget, and that's why I go to these meetings. I can remember crawling on my hands and knees for hours, for days, for weeks and years, crawling around looking for drugs. My only solution was to take the remnants of glazed donuts and spread them all over my carpet and in front of my couch so I would stop it. And the next thing I was smoking glazed donuts. It was complete insanity. And what a life that I live today. I have to remember where I was. I always have to remember. And that's why I continue to go to meetings, to remember that.
I think that is really smart, and we should apply that to every aspect of our life, because we get, over a challenge, or we accept God's help. We actually listen to him, and receive and start living the life we want. And we forget how we got there or why we're there. And then slowly you can start making those same patterns again, because you become complacent in the gift that you're given. So I think exactly what you're doing, always remembering your strength, remembering the gifts. And you can also, I'm sure, just your strength is shared by doing that into others. Am I wrong?
Right? And the reason I do bring up that drug aspect, where where my major thing for me toward the very end, because I couldn't see it all, was the alcohol. Whether it be alcohol or drugs, it really doesn't matter, because we're trying to, essentially check out without checking out.
Yeah.
So whether it may be, it's just to share with anybody out there that there is hope in this, and to live this life. I mean, I can't wait to wake up in the morning. I get giddy going to bed because I just can't wait to wake up in the morning.
But there was
like you said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to go share a little bit of that struggle, because people that when we have a hard time and we look at someone on the other side, we're like, that, at least for me, I'm like, it's so overwhelming. Like, I'm never going to be that. That person's so much different than I am. They're stronger than I am. They have a better support system than I am.
Right.
We create these excuses to kind of stay where we are. So talk about that, because you, at the time of your body, you having to deal with your addiction and releasing that, you're also having to learn how to deal with losing your sight.
Right. And so what happened, and thank God my parents and family had stepped in at all various times, sending me to several rehabs, and who knows what could happen along the way. But when I finally came back to New Hampshire, I grew up in York Beach. When I came back here, I got sober for a few months, and there was so many half-hearted attempts, and I just could not drink. And eventually, it was about 2.5 years ago when I started to lose my sight. I lost in 3 short months. I started to hallucinate, not due to alcohol, but it's called Charles-Bonnet syndrome. And so I lost in 3 short months, and I was hallucinating as if I was on acid or mushrooms. And finally, it got to the point where all my organs were shutting down because of alcohol. And when I went to the doctors, I had neuropathy, hepatitis, gout. I had the beginning stages of cirrhosis, and he said, it's either full blown cirrhosis or stop drinking. So I thought long and hard, and I said, I'll take the cirrhosis. As long as I can drink, I'll be okay. And so I carried on, and all of a sudden, I ended up going to Kentucky for Christmas. And when I was the phone's ringing. And, so when I went to Kentucky for Christmas, I did not drink for about maybe 3.5 weeks. And by the time I got back, my liver enzymes had gone down. When I was coming back to come back, when we were coming back from Kentucky, I had actually made the conscious decision that I was going to just drink myself to death. And I said to myself, it's an actual disease, so it's not really killing myself with like a shotgun or slicing my wrist. I have a disease, and I've actually lost my vision. So people might even feel bad for me. They say, well, why wouldn't he want to kill himself from drinking? I would. That's how the disease wants us dead. And I used to not understand that until, I really looked at it this way. And I actually made that full-blown decision that I was just going to come back and drink myself to death. And right when I came back, I got a call from Maria. She's a godsend in Philadelphia. They said, you need to come up here immediately. And I went up there, and just by the grace of God, I had not drank it, and didn't drink for that 3.5 week period. So the liver enzymes went down enough where I was eligible for that study. I did not know I was going to be eligible. I came back here, and then I waited, and I finally qualified for the study, which was supposed to get my eyesight back, the possibility of getting my eyesight back within a year. And I prayed, and I said, that was it. If the blood test comes back okay, I won't drink. And by the grace of God, it was came back okay. And then from there, I went up and just kind of went on my way. And then from there, after about 2 months of being sober, I got shipped off to blind school, which was absolutely essential. That was probably about 3.5 months of blind school. And that's really kind of where things started to take off. And it was crazy. By the time I got to blind school, I was in just really rough shape, even mentally. I had gained all this weight, because when I went to the doctors, I was just like a zombie. And they said, try these pills, that pills, and I was depressed and this and that. And they said, check these pills out. They make you look pregnant. You can't have sex. You love them. And of course, God has a sense of humor, for like the next month or two. They kept playing, every other commercial was an erectile dysfunction commercial, and it says, please call the number below. I said, I'm blind, I can't see it. And it just went on like that, And when I did get to blind school, and I can remember it. I said, I cannot climb this mountain, you know. I was just huge. I couldn't tie my shoes. And I finally said, that's it. I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning. No, I'll do it next morning. And then after about 2 weeks there, I just put my foot down. I walked 6 miles a day at 4:30 in the morning. And I just said that I have to do it. I have to get to the other side. And, you know, it was hard. There's no gold at the end of the rainbow. After the run at 4:30 in the morning, I got to look forward to, you know, typing class. It was, you know, get back in just want to go crazy. And eventually you started to get there. And all of a sudden I went from 222 pounds. And I had lost, I think when I lost about 10 to 12 pounds, I said to myself, it's working, you know. And I just, you know, started to go from there. And all of a sudden, I was the angriest person in the world when I got there. And, you know, when we even learned how to fence, I was going crazy, beating up like these 12-year-old autistic kids. And they'd say, Freddy, relax. And I said, hey, they're cheating. They've been blind since birth.
Right? Give me a break. This is new stuff. Isn't that funny how you went from being like having this conversation with yourself, being like, that's it. I'm going to use this excuse to just like be done with my life, basically to commit suicide. But you gave yourself a legit reason to do it. Right. To changing into this other mindset of being like, okay, I'm just going to get up and run. I'm just going to be like, okay, I'm blind and I'm going to get through this to whatever, you know, whatever that means.
Right.
We'll
right.
have like a 180, you know,
yeah, absolutely. Here. And, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you have to actually put in the work, but it is rewarding. It's absolutely rewarding, whether in the combination was the tough part was trying to battle this alcoholism. And I actually had almost, I had almost actually left immediately blind school because I said, I just can't do it. I'll find a better blind school. You know, it was Carroll Center for the Blind, world-renowned blind school. And it was just like the other rehabs. I'll go to a better rehab or, you know, I can't do it. And the second day I was going to leave, and they, by coincidence, no coincidences in AA. And God, I shouldn't do that. My first wife always did the air quotes the wrong way. I said, the only person that doesn't know how to do the air quotes should say, you know, what do you want to do tonight? You know, not make love to you again. Anyways, so what a coincidence. And all of a sudden, I shouldn't say AA, it's promotion, not attraction. So I can't say those words. And anyways, I ended up staying there just because the program of recovery was offered there, just by coincidence. They used their facilities. And that's what kept me at that blind school. It was unbelievable. And all of a sudden I was thriving and looking forward to that meeting every Tuesday night. And, you know, that's where it went from there, you know, and I just fought through it. And, you know, when I came back after 3.5 months and that first year it wasn't easy. I thought it was. I said I was going to come back and I was going to hit the ground running, you know, and all of a sudden I was like on the Memorial Bridge saying life cannot get better than this. And like an hour later, I wanted to kill myself and jump off the high-rise Piscataqua. Yeah. I felt like I wanted to get into, you know, commit myself into the mental institution. And, but I kept coming. They said 90 and 90. I went to like 300 and something in 90. And because I just could not drink. I realized the ramifications of what was going to happen with all my organs shutting down. And I had no option. And it's unbelievable the way when we say get to the other side, it's unbelievable because I went through this 12-step process with the thanks to my sponsor, Dennis, and my spiritual advisor, Nancy. And going through that 12-step process is where the magic happened for me. It's unbelievable. And you know, because I used to just go to meetings and just sit there like a zombie and not do anything for years and years, since '89. Yeah. And then all of a sudden going through this 12-step process where everything literally just bounces off you. And it's incredible. And that's where I learned really to help others. As a matter of fact, go ahead.
Action. You took action. It's all about the action. You can show up somewhere, but if you're not going to participate or let it in, you're just like you're just kind of like the zombie in life. So
it's funny they mention action. All they'd ever say in the program of recovery is it's an action program. It's an action. What the heck are they talking about? Action program, you know? And that's what it is, you know? And it is. It's totally an action program. And it was funny. Last Friday night, I was kind of in my head. I had all this stuff going on. And I said, I got to get to a meeting, get outside myself, help others, get outside my head, and not be self-centered, self-pity. And I got there, and I met a newcomer because I'm reaching my hand out, and someone called me after the meeting and asked me to be his sponsor. And I knew it was involved with that because my sponsor, Keith, has taken me to a new level because by helping others, it really ends up helping me. And I said to him, the gentleman had not done the steps. And I explained to him about the 12-step process, and he has never done them before. And it's unbelievable. That is where the magic is in the 12-step process. And I explained to him, I said that the only thing I could think of is going to meetings and not doing it. It's something. I said it's like a dry humping,
Yeah.
It's sorry.
I love. Did you get in trouble?
In trouble, big time.
In trouble.
That's okay. I've been in a lot of trouble.
No, you know what? It's really amazing that you spent majority of your life being so selfish, right? Because you were selfish.
To the core.
And
now it's payback time.
Yeah, and now your freedom, basically, your freedom in life is now through this serving, to the point that you started I Got Bridged. So you went from this selfish dick. Pardon, Freddie. Sorry.
She's in trouble too, Laurie. and I'm glad you brought up that word free, because we're just free of all the shit, all of it, when you go through the 12-step process. And so, excuse me, I'm glad you brought up how I Got Bridged came about. I was walking with my friend Shader on the bridge. I was walking about 10, 15 miles a day around Portsmouth, and I kept getting bridged. The bridge continued to go up, the Memorial Bridge in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And one thing led to the other, and I was saying, I keep getting bridged, so the physical barrier to the other side, but it's a metaphor for life, how to get to the other side. And things are really starting to, come together. So we're selling merchandise and, hats, hoodies, all this type of merchandise, trucker hats, everything like that. And all of the 100% of the profits go toward bridging the financial gap for people in need on the seacoast. And it's absolutely amazing. It's all come together in 3 convenience stores down here, Provisions, Portsmouth Market, Cabot Street Market. And it's really, really taken off because, and what I'm really excited about, because I've just been fielding calls right up until I got on with you, I've been passing out thousands of flyers for shoveling, just to help people shovel for free, elderly, anybody that needs it. And if anyone would like to donate, they go right to this cause. And it's unbelievable. I was in Philadelphia and just got a call for an older gentleman, 89-year-old gentleman whose wife just died 2 months ago. And I was in Philadelphia. I called some friends. My friend Roland, I called, and I asked him if he could shovel. He said, absolutely. He went over to shovel the gentleman, got him out. Roland felt so good, he started shoveling the neighbor's yard, and then they ended up baking him cookies. Yeah. The beauty of it. It ends up helping us, the people that are helping others, more than the people getting help. It's just one big ripple effect.
It really does. And I have to point out, everybody, if you realize that here's a man that is blind, that is offering to shovel for people, because we have a big storm coming up in our area, to raise money or not, right? Give it or not, whatever, right. if you're in need for a cause. So if you're feeling bad or you feel like you can't do anything, take a double take at yourself and the powers that you do have. I want to go into a little bit more detail about exactly what that money goes for. You said it, but why did you pick that? Is there?
And I'm glad you brought that up. As far as what that money goes toward, for example, last Friday we bought for a homeless veteran in need a cell phone with the service plan, and then for Christmas we got some Christmas gifts for foster children at the United Methodist Church, and we bought furniture for people in need, and then the food pantry gather has been unbelievable, and we provide all the hot chocolate for the remainder of the season for the volunteers. So it's a work in progress. It's just gaining a lot of momentum, and the great thing is creating that database of the people that need help. And then the best part is we're also creating a database of volunteers that would like to help those people as well. Yeah, so it's really it's moving right along.
Well, I tell you, the first time it was kind of in its infancy, just like in September, I feel like you were just kind of starting it, and the website was just being, made and stuff. And you can see, I would say, when things are pure and they're good and they have some heart behind them, they take off.
Oh, absolutely. It was in its infancy the last time I spoke with you, and it's incredible how it's taken off. And with my vision, I have to rely on everybody, and I have to do what I'm able to do. For example, shoveling. I can pass out flyers. Laurie's been a huge help. Julie, my whole family coming over, folding shirts. My friend Allison, she's really jumped aboard. Shannon, you go on and on and on. And it's just I have to be cognizant of what people can assist with, obviously. And just whenever anybody can chip in, they've been chipping in. I have to ask for help. That's the biggest thing. It's obviously it's a big pride and ego thing, and I have a hard time asking for help. But I'm getting better at it. And even going to the grocery stores is difficult. I want to act like I got this, no problem. And I said, well, where's the peanut butter? And aisle 5. I say, oh, great. And then, I don't even know where I am. And I say, they should see my cane, And, I have to go up to them and say, could you show me, please, where the extra small condoms are? And you just have to ask for help. You know what I mean? And
that's actually a thing. Like, people don't realize that, like, are we so, like, in our own world as a society that a blind person with a cane can come up to people and then them just say, like, it's down there 10 aisles? Like, are we just so disconnected, do you think? Like,
no, they just may not know. At first, when I was, angry at first, thinking they should know, if I just simply ask them, they're more than happy to. They're getting paid by the hour. It's just a matter of me getting more and more comfortable. And I always think I can do it on my own. Like, I celebrated, I got the tattoo with the recovery and the date last week, and I probably shouldn't go to the tattoo shop by myself, but I did. Oh no, I got this. And the guy's saying, he showed me the sketch. How's that look? I said, oh, nice. He said, can you see it? I said, no. I probably
that might have been one that you had, you got a ride to and had someone stay with you.
I probably should have used a set of eyeballs in that case.
Yeah. Yeah, some clear eyeballs would have been good. So hopefully,
and it's funny. Of course, I'm showing some people, and I showed my sponsor. He says, "Wow, I didn't know you got a gay pride tattoo." I said, you're fired. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just didn't want that tattoo. And he's kidding.
And bought. Oh my gosh, Freddy, you make me giggle. Your life, and that you just like share with everybody, and you do have like this inner life inside you where it's like, don't take things so serious, people.
No, not at all.
Get through anything really if you want to.
Absolutely. And I am excited to let people know about on the I Got Bridged on the Facebook is going to be a platform where people are going to be able to share their experiences, strength, and hope, not only alcoholic and addicts, but anyone that has gotten bridged. They can actually, we're going to do it once a month, and people can, share their experiences, and, we can gain hope from them as well. And, we're really looking forward to it. So, and anybody that would like to volunteer, please, contact us, and we'd be, more than happy to get you involved. And the experience that you can get from helping others is, I could talk until I'm blue in the face, but until you actually get out there and help others, it's amazing. And especially whenever I have to practice what I preach. Whenever I have something going on in my head, all of a sudden it's like I'm passing out flyers, talking to neighbors, explaining to them what we're all about. I forgot what I was mad about or thinking about, And the more and more we help others, and the more and more we're unselfish, by the time, the end of the day hits, I'm ready for bed, and I forgot to be selfish.
Yeah. It's a good tool, and it's a good resource, and it's really simple, actually, the way you just said it. Like, just get out there and talk to people and do what you can, what your purpose is, whatever it is, whether it's just like smiling at someone, you forget to be selfish upon yourself.
Oh, exactly. And the other thing that I forgot to bring was the walkathon. That will be in September. It's going to be a big fundraiser along the way. It will be every September. And the biggest thing, I had also brought up last time the one thing I did remember was the prayer. Because I spoke on Saturday and forgot to bring up, prayer as much. You always forget things when you say, but prayer has really changed my life because God is number one in my life. He was always present, but not active in my mind. I was never praying like I should, but it's just an incredible, God did for me what I could not do for myself I didn't know where else to go. I just, like I said, I could not drink. And now it's evolved a little bit away from drinking. It's still there. But like, for example, when I pray on my resentments, I mean, I was so mad before. The only way I got rid of a resentment was if I got a better one. And that's not the way to do it. And now, you know, when I pray on my resentments for 2 weeks, they usually go away in about 3 or 4 days, you know. And you know, God has a sense of humor. You can just say, you know, I pray for this jerk to be as happy as the happiness that I want for myself. But you know, because you're getting on your knees saying, "How am I?" It's cringeworthy. How am I praying for this guy? You know. And, but we don't want him to rent space in our head. That's for sure. You know. And God does have a sense of humor. You know. He'll probably have my vision back, and my girlfriend will probably have an Adam's apple and a goatee. That's okay. I usually have to pay extra for that. The joke's on you, buddy.
Oh God, Freddie, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on. Everybody, go out to I Got Bridge, check it out, and see what they're doing. But before I let you go, I ask you that you answer this last question with the first thing that just pops into your mind in this moment right now. Freddie, what does love mean to you?
Love means that my mother loves me so much I will not get punished for anything that she did not like on this video. No, love means to me, love is a verb. Love is an action. And you had mentioned last time about forgiving yourself. And this is the one thing I remembered from that interview was you had said that you need to make sure we love forgive ourselves. And I couldn't agree more. I think I had mentioned we don't want to forgive ourselves too much, but I couldn't agree with you more. We need to forgive ourselves and love ourselves in order to move forward. So it's definitely an action. I love everybody. We love everyone in my program of recovery that has loved me back to life.
Yeah. You're a wonderful blessing. Thank you so much, Freddie. And thank you, Lori, for doing all the setup. And
I'm sorry, real quick, Danny, all the merchandise is available on igotbridge.com. And we also had added the donate button yesterday. So anyone who donates at igotbridge.com, as well as any of the merchandise, all those donations go toward bridging the financial gap for people in need on the Seacoast. And not necessarily strictly the Seacoast, but it's all going to 100% toward charity.
I love that. 100% in. There you go. I will make sure that website is up in this so people can just quickly, because we like simplicity, quickly click on that button, everybody. Grab some apparel. I got a trucker hat. I actually just yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, wore my I Got Bridge t-shirt. I love it. Good quality stuff. I can say 100%.
And we like the page. Just like the page.
Like the page, do your part, whatever it is, everyone. And to everyone out there, remember, as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye, Danny.